Hello, good morning, good afternoon, maybe even good morning, good evening rather, because we're speaking to people all over the world in every corner of the globe. So welcome. We are so pleased that you're here joining us on this Global Virtual Summit. The subject is living your intentions in joy and abundance because we are surrounded by joy and abundance. This summit really is to remind us of that because times can be difficult. And certainly at the moment, every corner of the globe, there seems to be some problem or another. And I know personally, I know that that can therefore make it very difficult as a person to focus on joy. What we tend then to do is that we focus on the problems, we focus on the, whatever is lacking in our lives, whatever there is scarcity, there's not enough food, there's not enough whatever it might be, then our lives become burdened. And then in terms of how we feel in ourselves, in terms of how we feel in our souls, in spirit, we kind of get low energy. We get low, and that doesn't really, that's not about joy. That's not living. We end up then just existing. So hence the subject of this summit. And guess what? I am joined by awesome experts, entrepreneurs, people who spent decades honing their skills, gathering so much experience that they've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So they're going to be sharing with you nuggets of their wisdom galore. I have 25, or is it 26? In fact, at one point I got to 30, but some people, due to circumstances beyond their control, have had to pull out this time, but they'll join us another time. So all of those 25 experts are actually giving free of their time, their energy, and more importantly, their expertise. So this summit is free. And really, I'm here to introduce the whole thing, to share with you what the summit is about. And to do that, I am joined by a good friend, a professional colleague. We thought actually you probably get more understanding about the summit if someone interviews me. And Sarah Jane has that job because she's brilliant at it. So welcome, Sarah Jane.
Oh, hello, Brenda. It's lovely to be here with you. And it's so thank you for this summit. And I hope everybody, when they watch it, is going to be saying exactly the same, because there's some amazing stuff coming up for folks. But what I'd like you to do is sort of maybe we could just start very briefly. How did it come about? What made you put this together? What was your inspiration? Because do you know what? When we live to our inspiration and listen to it, life happens for us.
Thank you, Sarah Jane. And I neglected to say, before I answer the question what Sarah Jane has asked me, let me just say that Sarah Jane is actually one of the lineup, one of the experts in the lineup. So I neglected to say that. So let me just say that. Now, what inspired me? What inspired me really is that my nieces, I have two nieces of my sister who's now passed away. So really I've been mother to them. And they've both become parents. And I spent time with my great nephews, really they are, and they call me grand, and I don't have children, so nobody calls me grand. So that in itself made me so happy, and the joy. I spent so much time with them. I meet them for the first time. I spent 2 months with them in the sun, and I suddenly felt this joy that I hadn't felt before. You know, when you feel as if your lungs are going to burst. And, and I was laughing every day, morning, night, evening, every time we're doing so many things, swimming together, catching fish together. And I mean, every activity that I'd done as part of my work with other, children, so I worked in children's services. I was suddenly doing it with my kith and kin, and it felt so different. And I felt happy. more happy than I'd ever been. And as I say, the joy that filled me inside out, as if my lungs every day could just burst. So that's what inspired me. And I thought, I can't keep this to myself. So although I was surrounded with all of the kind of usual problems, I was still able to connect with that joy. And I found coming back and then getting into my business, I was able to actually bring even more joy, and hence actually ditching my old company and creating a new company, whose name is A Joyful Life. There you go. So every day now I'm connecting with joy. So I wanted to share it with the world.
And that's what inspires us, isn't it? When we suddenly find that joy within, which is where it is,
Yeah,
it helps us to want to go out and do it. And you've done that in a brilliant way. So
thank you.
I know that there are some key messages that you're bringing forth in this summit. And the lineup that you've got actually helps you to do that. So do you want to share some of those key messages and some of the guests that you've got coming on, other than me, of course?
Would love to. So this summit, what I must really, really emphasize, this Global Virtual Summit is for everybody. Is absolutely for everybody. This is the first message that I want to give, and I want to underline and emphasize, because I, like all of you out there, I tune into all manner of summits, and some of them are just about money, some of them are about specific aspects of health and so on. But this one is for everyone. So whether you actually want to gain something for yourself, you want to empower your own life, you want to connect with your life purpose, you want to kind of find out again, maybe even for the first time, who you are, because I spend a great deal of time finding out who is Brenda. So if you want to do that, there are people here who actually spend a lot of time doing that for themselves, and now have strategies and tips to help you do exactly that, spiritually and in other ways. Now, if you're also in business, a business person, or indeed you're a budding entrepreneur. So whether you're a budding entrepreneur or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, there is all manner of lessons, nuggets of wisdom. Absolutely. And they're not just sort of like theories. My lineup of speakers, what really is impressing me is that everybody worked really hard to make sure that they had a holistic approach to what they're sharing with you. So there is some stuff that's about mindset, so that we know that everything starts in the mindset, so that you actually have that kind of framework. But equally, they also give you tools, practical tools, things that you can actually do to make a difference, either for yourself as a human being, as indeed what you're wanting to do, that you are tuning into this summit to get help with, or to get inspired about, or whether indeed something to do with your life and you want to have an integrative approach, or whether indeed, as I say, you're kind of like thinking, I'm not entirely certain about my life purpose, why am I here? That is a very big fundamental question, and they answer all that. Equally, you're starting I've left corporate life. Now you're standing there thinking, I know what my passion is, but how do I get going? How do I get going? I know we've all been there. Setting up a business is not easy. I have not just one, several entrepreneurs, seasoned entrepreneurs, millionaires, people who've actually made money out of actually following their calling, following their passion. And equally, if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, either it's your first business or your second business, and you're thinking, something is lacking. I just need more inspiration. Again, there are several of them who are focused specifically on that, because they've been there. And I remember certainly a couple of my, of the experts on the lineup saying to me, oh my God, Brenda, for about a year, I was floundering. I created this business, it was doing well, but I'd wake up each morning thinking, I think there's more. How can I up level? I seem to have hit a glass ceiling. How do I get through that glass ceiling? So they actually, by having got through that glass ceiling, now they are here to share with you how they've done it, how it felt to be stuck, and then how they got unstuck, so to speak. So does that make sense, Sarah Jane, or shall I say more?
it's brilliant because it is about, regardless of the level that you find yourself at the moment, beginner in life,
absolutely,
and wanting to find your life, and sort of it and beyond. So it is about everybody, and I think that's what's sort of important. Everybody, what I find when I'm listening to summits, sometimes I'm listening to a talk, one word or one sentence is just so enlightening. And so although the rest of it, I may be thinking, okay, fine, I'm listening to this, and it's just like bang.
Absolutely. Light bulb
Yeah, absolutely. That light switch goes on, that match has been struck, whatever it is. It is so about listening to things and realizing that there is that spark waiting for you.
Absolutely.
When you're ready to listen to it.
You have to be receptive.
Absolutely. So, okay, what can people get from this? And I suppose in some respects you've answered that. If it's well, we've just answered that together. The benefits of it for people.
Well, the benefits, I think, as you say, Sarah Jane, we've part answered that. But maybe if I can just emphasize again, maybe in fact, if I start with the themes, what is covered, so that people kind of see this. So the themes are, you have abundance, and that's versus finance, because being a millionaire, being financially rich doesn't necessarily mean that you have abundance or you have joy in your life. So the experts talk about this. They actually talk about how you can contrast that, and how to do that, and how to find your way through that, so that you have genuine abundance rather than you have a lot of material things, because that's not necessarily, doesn't equate with abundance. We know that abundance is more than that. So that is explained, and explained in a way that is not simplistic as in patronizing people, but in a way that is easy to digest, and then to actually apply to your own life, apply to your business, so that you can up level it. The other theme is about adversity, and then it's manifestation. So actually finding gratitude through adversity. So what adversity you find yourself in, because I think now nobody would choose to suddenly drop yourself in the depths of adversity, but should you find yourself in adversity, it is still possible to actually come out the other side stronger and more enriched as a person and your whole life. And certainly I have one speaker there. There are others, but one particular one, who won't mind me saying this because he says it in the interview, who was actually set to go into war in Afghanistan, American. And he'll tell you the whole details. But if I just say to you, he never actually made it into the field, into the fighting. Instead, he found himself on the operating theater, and he died twice. Not once, he died on the operating theater twice. Amazing man. You see him now, he tells you the gift of adversity. His name is Marcus Aurelius Anderson. Amazing. And he's actually written a book, The Gift of Adversity. So this is what I mean. I'm not going to go through what each expert has said, because otherwise this is going for long. But this is what I mean when I talk about it, get something concrete. It's not just airy-fairy. And then there's other people, several, who talk about manifestation, how you can actually manifest the life of your dreams. And this is not purely about meditation and that's it, but they give you the concrete tools to actually change your life for the better, to achieve the life that you've always dreamed of. So that's the, and then brilliance, how to bring your inner brilliance outward so that you share it with the world and people see it. But and it's just amazing. And there's several of these speakers who are doing this so well that I felt transformed. I was walking around for days when we had this topic, feeling that I was giving out my brilliance, and certainly people remarked outside. I meet people that said, "Oh, you look so happy, and you got energy, the kind of energy that's just kind of pinging, fizzing around rather." So yes, so then embodiment, how to love the body that you are in. how to love yourself and loving yourself. So saying really any kind of joy and abundance starts with accepting who you are, loving yourself. And loving yourself means loving the body that you have. And I know, particularly us women, we look in the mirror. I think if you're like me, and most people are like me, I know that from the work I do, my clients, the first thing we notice isn't, oh gosh, I'm beautiful. As in, I'm beautiful as Brenda, not I'm beautiful as a supermodel, but the way I am made, I'm beautiful. We see flaws, but they talk about how you can look beyond that, how you can have the skill, the capacity to really genuinely inwards, starting from inner and outward, loving the body you're in, loving yourself. And then gratitude. Oh, there are so many lessons about gratitude. I mean, I tell you, and I am big on gratitude, and I thought I knew everything there is about gratitude, but believe you me, I've been blown away by some of the messages, and there are too many to mention which speakers sort of said that. But a number of them talk about gratitude, but address it in very, very different ways. So there's a variety, and they're all things that you think, oh, I wouldn't have thought of it in that way. So it's really amazing, very empowering. Loving yourself, I've addressed. Then mindset is first. This I know from my own experience. Mindset is first. And that is actually, the universe talks to us. The universe has a voice, and we don't always listen. Human beings were incredibly stubborn because we think we know better. We know better than, the supreme being, the greater power. We think we know better. So the people who address mindset is first. They teach you to have the kind of mindset that actually makes you realize that actually you have to listen, you have to be receptive so that you get the messages that you're sent by the universe, the greater power, however you refer to it, when they're still subtle messages rather than when actually it gets to a crescendo. Because if you don't listen when you're being given those messages in a subtle way, you end up getting a kick from the universe. And we all know, we've seen people I have ended up, rather, let me speak about myself. I ended up being critically ill because I wouldn't listen. So, and there's several of them who talk about how in their own lives, how this actually occurred, and in such a way that they learned the lesson big time. So now they want to share with others how you can listen in a way that empowers you, in a way that enables you to actually have the life of joy and abundance, but with ease, not sort of through suffering, ease and fun. Transformation. Oh my word. I mean, I feel actually several speakers, I felt transformed. I felt transformed on the spot. And to this day, I still have that has impacted on me. I have that effect still in my life. And I'll never be the same again. When you hear these interviews, believe you me, if you have an open mind and you actively listen to the deep messages, the fundamental messages that they're sharing, you'll never be the same again. Your life will never be the same again. You'll be transformed. Wellness. There's the Wellness Universe. I don't know how many of you know about Wellness Universe. And that brings together everything about wellness. You know that there's a big industry out there that's about health and wellness. Anna Pereira and her partner, Shari, as a business partner, Shari Alice, they have set up what is called the Wellness Universe, which brings together, it really is a holistic approach to what wellness, genuine wellness is about, which brings everything together. But I can't go off without mentioning my dear colleague who's interviewing me, what she's about. I had never heard of the gift of healing TV. Fantastic instrument. So that's another thing you're going to learn about that you never knew. I mean, I didn't. And yet I'm actually immersed into health and well-being. I didn't know about that. What is that about? Transformative approach that Sarah Jane actually has going, that she set up. Transformative at a deep level, not superficial level, a level, as deep a level as you never thought of before. So this is what I'm talking about. Each one of them is taking us on a journey that is so deep that you think, oh my God, I never knew I could actually think about life in this depth, that you begin to understand what matters, what really matters in life, rather than the little things that we give so much attention to that are really incidental.
Brilliant, brilliant. And it is about realizing that if you are going through some bad stuff at the moment, you can come through it. You will come through it. And I should think practically everyone, if not everyone that you've spoken to on this summit, has had that traumatic something that has given them that kick up the backside.
Absolutely, absolutely. Each one of them, yeah, without fail, each one of, and they talk about what their unique journey has comprised, because of course, you know, my journey is not the same as Sarah Jane's journey, and vice versa. But guess what? What we have in common is that we go through that, we come out the other end stronger. We come out the other end actually being clearer about why we were born, you know, the purpose why we're here, and what our contribution to planet Earth should be about, to make it a better world. I want to contribute, you know, and I wanted after this inspiration for me, I thought, then there must be other people who think like me. And there you go, 25. And between us, we believe that the ripple effect from our sharing our own stories, our journey into actually joy and abundance, is going to actually spread outward, touch a few more people. And that's what it's about. And then those people will also touch some more people. And this is how you change the world for the better. So that's my main, humbly asking, requesting the universe to help us do, share joy and abundance in that way.
No, that's brilliant. I know we wanted to keep this short because it's an introduction. Yes. So is there anything more you would like to add?
Well,
that hopefully will encourage people to watch, because I know I'm going to be watching and listening to all of these. So
thank you. Well, I would say, you know, if you've never actually logged on to watch a virtual summit, please do, because this is different. And as I say, I don't speak simply because it's my summit. Actually, because I spend a lot of time each week, I watch it, I go through at least one or two, and I watch to the end. I'm not one of those people who just watches the first interviews, because you never know. And that's the other point I need to make, which is if you just watch the first two and think, oh, actually, therefore I've watched about wellness, I've listened about whatever subject, you are shortchanging yourself, because I specifically, consciously, actually made sure that the themes are spread out so that there is variety. I did not want to group, you know, 5 videos that are about a theme together and that's it, done, dusted, because I know that we can be lazy human beings, but to keep variety, but also to show you that there is a holistic approach here, because although they're coming, the guest speakers are coming from different perspectives, actually they end at the same point. So the more you actually, if you can watch all 25, and you can't do that because each video is going to be up for 72 hours. That's plenty of time. So you can pause, you can come back and continue, but try and watch all of them, because you'll be transformed. You'll be transformed.
Brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it. And I do love listening to summits because, as I said before, there can be one thing, one word, one sentence said by somebody that is exactly what you had maybe even don't even know you're looking for at that point in time. It will come to you at the right time. So I really do encourage, because I make a habit of watching and listening to summits of different things. And it really is worth it. The inspiration that has been shared, I've experienced this year from listening to things already has been amazing. And so I want to say a huge thank you to Brenda for putting this summit together, for all of you that watch it, and for all of us that have been a part of it.
Thank you.
It is absolutely brilliant. Any final words, or are we saying cheerio?
Well, the final word is please cheerio.
I've lost you.
I beg your pardon. Am I there? Am I there?
I've got you again.
Okay. Sorry, technology. So I was just encouraging people to watch, but also to watch all 25. But and also please log on to my website, which is the Joyful Life Coaching, because on there you actually then go to the speaker page, which will then give you more information about the speakers. I purposely haven't mentioned names because I'd have to mention all 25, and because if I mention one or two, but that's not fair on the others. But anyway, go on there, you get their biography, you then get their background, you get to know who they are about, and also book a discovery call with me, because then we can talk some more about how I can be of service to you. And indeed, also you can book a call with the other speakers, and they can be of service to you too. But as Sarah Jane says, final word, if you just come away with one idea that you can actually implement in your life, you will change your life for the better. You are on the road, your own journey to a life of joy and abundance. So I wait to see you on this Global Summit, living your intentions in joy and abundance. So welcome. Look forward to continue the journey together. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Bye.
Bye, folks. Bye-bye. Cheerio.